want some kind of meat. Savory, salty, and juicy. Hams, wieners, dogs, flappers. We got everything. Flappers means the only meat for me.
Good morning, apartment occupant. Please do not fight your locked doors, jump out your windows, or feel a bit down. Cooperate with authority, and if possible, feed them some breakfast. Thank you.
Here's the plans for the big basement bowl game Randy will be performing at twice later today. Oh, I just love whiling away the hours with this thing. I'll be needing Mrs. Senior glasses while I'm still Miss Junior. The beautiful bust of Isaac Newton, inventor of gravity. They say this replica of a statue of Isaac's rack weighs a total of 87 heavy pounds to accurately recreate the original, which existed way back in 1666, when Isaac carved it to immortalize his beauty. That was in turn so powerful, it was the very first item to fall straight to the ground when trapped. Look at all my books. You know, Randy says he can't even read. Ooh, that shirt must belong to the computer kid next door. I never really got that Walker guy, but this t-shirt must be a real find, because it was made way back when he was promoting his first album. It says here the title of the album is called Jaywalking Away from the Law, and it features his first single, Edge. Must be a part of the fall collection. Hold your applause. Those don't look very clean. Okay.
Hey dolls, it's me, Randy Rosebud. And when my lips aren't pressed against yours, they're wrapped around a nice... And when my lungs aren't pushing out sweet love songs, they're sucking up that good old nicotine. Sometimes I sing, sometimes I smoke, but I know just the cig that'll fill me with glee. Heck, a great taste from that good old nicotine. Oh, so Randy Rosebud smokes cool cigars. Do you?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Would you look at that man? Oh my gosh, that hair, that chin. Oh, and he writes like a silky goose with those hands. Oh my gosh, I love those hands of his. The authenticity of this poster is as true love can be. I swear it on my heart. I love him. Randy, your beautiful autograph was in my possession, in my room, even 10 years before I ever met you. And what an autograph it is. What a man you are. You know, they say closet door is the most beautiful phrase in the English language.
Cellar door. It's cellar door.
Oh, Dunk, is that you? I didn't know you were in there. Aren't you supposed to be outside on the patio?
The patio is the oppressive anvil for my body to be welded on by the heat of cruel daybreak. Tell me, Maggie, when I, a cactus, was born into this world, was my creator so foolish to think I would willingly suffuse myself to the malevolence of the sun's brutal fever, that the fresh tabula rasas of Mother Earth are simply biscuits for the sun's oven to bake and slowly destroy, all the while teaching them to preach the very sun I reject in my subversive shade, unhurt?
Do you need any help getting out of there, Dunk?
Help? Liberation? You cannot help me. I don't know if you realize it, but 1, the door is locked from the inside, and 2, cacti can't move. Wherever I may stand becomes home to my cell, to my 1-foot circumference. Where would you take me? Into the living room? The 5 square meters of your shallow apartment space can't liberate me. I was born to be confined, born to be packaged in the soil, and then baked by the sun until it one day defeated me. Maybe if I could, I'd grow seeds, in hopes that they too would be packaged by the earth. Cacti are prisoners. We are all prisoners, but are you too, in your 5 square meters, waiting for the end?
Aw, what are you doing in there, dude?
Let the world pass me by, prick me off the worldly grapevine, and toss me to the ground. Alone, I'll confine myself in a humble solitude. The farmers all know that 1 less grape won't make the wine less sweet. The sun's rays will burn just as bright without me there to bathe in them. In a raging sandstorm, I'll stop. I'll be the unmoved pebble at the bottom of a waterfall. I'll let the buffalo stampede over me. I'll be the stable cactus who neglects the sun, God itself. Quote me when I say, goodbye, radiance.
Won't you get a little bored in there all alone?
Bored? Bored? Is that what you fear, Miss Mallowne? What could be but isn't? The absence of your television, the lethargic consequence? Are you perplexed to wonder what use your brain is unless it's constantly capsized by a violent coma? I too felt that torture once, of energy.
And the sun is energy, right? You're avoiding the sun?
The agaco-cathological world of our existence is falsely bicameralized through media teachings. We have traditionally been taught that the day is good and the night is bad. Solar deities are worshipped universally, culture to culture. Long ago, Aztec farmers squinted their eyes to the sky, praying to the appellation of their sun god for bountiful harvests. Ancient civilizations epistolized in prayer to the image of light. Their comprehensive conception of the world revolved around this falsely metaphor of solar significance through and through. And here I stand to say that the appellation of the sun with golden positivity is a falsy construct. Hypocrisy is at its very finest when those who claim to worship the sun for the sake of birth and happiness celebrate whilst the sun is the very fire that will one day bring upon the earth's demise.
Aren't cacti desert plants?
Amongst all living things that fester in the sun, cacti suffer the most physically and culturally. Many like you contrasuggestively assume that because of the common cacti's intrinsic endurance to heat, my cactus' chagrin against our primal heat source is somehow implausible and unreliable. All of a sudden, my emotional competence is questioned. Is my anger legitimate? I ask the better question. Is your confusion legitimate? When you realize your praise towards our solar deity was all for nothing, and the earth is soon to be engulfed by its flame, will you remember this conversation? Will you unravel the enigma of true knowledge, or burn on the pavement like roadkill?
How will the sun and the earth?
Death is inevitable. Morality is petrifying and yet necessary to bring about new forms of energy. Mistake this concept as my own personal nihilism if you're so childish. But it is the truth that the very heat we use to cook our food and warm our beds is the fake cause of our beginning and the true cause of our death. Like a kingdom that becomes so powerful it corrupts itself, twin, a machine melting itself, a salmon dies beached after giving birth, or a once optimistic philosopher's pseudo-psychological pessimism. Man cannot confirm any true outcome other than the certainty of death, but I am the man who can confirm the reason. The slow but sure augmentation of the sun will one day burn us all. If I am to die, I will not look to the horizon in which my murderer stands, but be apathetic and let it destroy me without my acknowledgement.
To my demise is nothing
How is sitting in the dark gonna help that?
What envelopes your thoughts when you think of the word darkness? Vulnerability, anxiety, or fear? Are you afraid of solitude, or are you afraid of reflection? When the vision of the earth the sun has given you fades, there will be no possible distraction from cognitive dissonance. You will become enlightened by your own consciousness. People sleep at night because they are scared to spend an evening alone with themselves. When no strand of daybreak can touch you, you will feel the beauty and pleasure of its very absence. You will have then extracted yourself from the time-old ideology of day and night, and in this darkness you may wonder, what lies beyond? You will realize the sun is what roasts your flesh and grinds your bones to a powder until you have nothing left to give, and that the night is the cooling of the engine, the dismissal of obligation, and is the omnipotent, divine doctor of the universe. Night is good, day is bad, the sun is hellish, the moon divine.
So, you're avoiding sunlight?
That's exactly it. I projected the sun, and in turn embraced the night. There is black, and there is white. There is water, and there is fire. Yin and yang spin in a ballet to weave the end cycle of a nycthemeron. I have chosen to endorse one half of the coin, miss, not flip it. Such is the duality of intrinsity. You oppose my difference with your bourgeois tastes, I assume. Oblivious you are to the wonders of the night.
Please, enlighten me more.
I doubt that you've truly wrapped your full interest on the inevitable termination of the earth as executed by the very sun you are so foolishly basking in now, or perhaps even dabbled in the intellectual stigmatism attainable only through pitch-black darkness. But I will say this much. Your concern is appreciated. Benvolioing from a sesquipedalian such as I, common sentience tantamount to a colony of Mariquitas fettuccini primavera boast on amygdala, antipastoing for what? Meritorious Passatelli brings great palpation. With palpation, fagioli, petrioli, alfredo pesto, spaghetti.
Thank you. Oh, look at this old thing. Oh gosh, would you look at this old thing? Being president of Randy's Rose Garden sure... Oh god. It's just one of the... It's just one of the many carbon monoxide tanks I bought for Randy. Ugh! Who would lodge this inside here? And why? This thing could stick to an oily naked bear running 50 miles per hour in a rodeo when it wouldn't fall off.
Hey. Hey, you. Hey, yeah, you, what do you think you're doing? Come on, there's no peep shows around here tonight. Hey, what do I look like to you? Some kind of burlesque man? Get your little head away from that hole, young miss. Nobody leaves the rooms until further notice. Not even through, little holes in the ceiling.
I wasn't planning on leaving my room, officer.
Yeah. Now with that boy up there, you don't. Of course not, miss. I understand it. Girls like you don't need to be on leave in your rooms. Sure, Mr. Handy's got the whole world in his hand and he can show it to you right then and there, one-on-one, no questions asked. So, you keep it tight up there. I get it. You ain't bothering anyone, and I won't be moving you. I'm even gonna give you the pleasure of not having your room inspected by Rascal. Me, the cop. Go on. You and Handy have yourself a good time.
His name's not Handy.
Sure could be, miss. Seems like he's got you wrapped around his little pinky, slathering you on his palm, the whole package, the whole hand. So whatever name that hand belongs to doesn't mean a thing to me. I mean, sometimes my wife forgets my name's Rascal. You know, I come home and she says it wrong. Rascal, she says. And I always gotta say, no, you beautiful buffoon. It's Rascal with an accent. Is Andy's name like that? He a romantic Frenchman too?
His name is Rand... Nothing. He's nice. Why's the apartment on lockdown?
What's with all the questions now? Geez, I'm trying to do my job and keep the people living around here safe, and now I got people asking me why I do my job, why I'm keeping people safe. Not to mention the grand thanks I get for doing my job. How about you mind your own business? How about we just leave it at that?
I'm just trying to be of help to the public health. I deserve to know why all this is happening, officer.
The peculiar scent of ham. Coming from this apartment over yonder, this way.
Ham?
Illegal ham. Too tasty. You slap some BBQ sauce on there, gribble it up, you got yourself a homicide on your plate, honey. Cop like me's gotta keep a taste out for grilling around these parts these days.
Do you know who Randy Rosebud is?
Randy Rosebud. Randy Rosebud. I know what a Randy is, and I know what a Rosebud is, and I don't like either alone or together.
It's true. I love him. Oh gosh, I met him about a year ago and he's been by my side ever since. My boyfriend, he's such a handsome guy. I swear, sometimes I wake up in the morning and wonder, well, how did I get here?
Whenever I see his face, my heart melts, and I see his face wherever I go. On the street, on TV, in the books I read, in the music I listen to, in the movies I watch. Oh, he makes the world feel better. He makes me feel like nothing can go wrong, and all my problems just drain away like rain.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I admired him for years and years, officer. I looked up to him for so long, and one day, he noticed how much of an impact he's had on me, so he fell in love with me. He did. He recognized my love and returned it. He whipped me up off my little feet and he said, Maggie Mallowne, I love you as much as I love myself. And I died right there and then, and was reborn the moment he put his big, handsome, luscious lips on mine. He took me over here, you know. We bought this little city apartment so we could always be together.
Yeah, you're making me feel all crawly. Please stop.
Okay. Why's the apartment on lockdown?
I just wanted some more overtime so I could buy my kids new bikes, alright?
You have kids?
Nope, but the wife ain't gonna drop birth control until I buy bikes for them.
Why's the apartment on lockdown?
Illegal horse trafficking.
Illegal horse trafficking?
What, like there's legal horse trade in this neighborhood? Mayor wouldn't allow it.
Bye.
Ooh, welcome back to Hot 98.5. To cool off, let's take a few calls and listen to our listeners. The 100th caller wins a free VIP pass to Randy Rosebud's exclusive halftime show at this year's base football game at the Demo Dome, being held this evening. Oh my, aren't you a cocky fella? What name do you go by? Steve? That's a swell name. What brings you to this particular station? Oh, you're such a kidder, Steve. But we don't play anything other than Randy Rosebud's greatest hits on this channel. Ta-ta! Even more electrifying than the last. Throw me like a tissue, but I'll always miss you. By Randy Rosebud.
Oh, I just love whiling away the hours with this thing. I'll be needing Mrs.